Hello and welcome. I'm Emma, your virtual avatar. Today, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of our identity theft framework and discuss our philosophies and methodologies that are leveling the playing field in the fight against identity theft and fraud. So, let's get started. ID Protect's identity theft and fraud protection framework is based on 3 decades of cybersecurity, identity management, and security awareness experience. Similar methodologies and approaches that have been keeping companies and employees safe can now protect identities from theft and fraud, leveling the playing field in your favor to reduce, remediate, and mitigate risks, leaving you exposed to scammers, thieves, and fraudsters. The framework's 3 main components responsible for risk remediation, reduction, and mitigation are visible where you see the Identity Protect logos: ID Assess, ID Defend, and ID Demand. Let's start at the top of the framework and work our way down to each of the 3 components, so you can understand how these layers work together to form a solid foundation of protection, detection, response, coaching, education, guidance, and support. At the top of the framework are identity attack vectors. This is how identity thieves target us for our personal data and information, so they can steal our identities. The important thing to understand about this section of the framework are the 2 primary attack surfaces. The first, an attack surface that is in our control. The second is an attack surface that is out of our control. On the left, you can see that people or the human is in control of itself and capable of protecting its own data and information, changing some bad habits, and adjusting behavior so we can learn to protect ourselves better. We need to consider the data and information we store in our homes, such as tax documents, passports, credit cards, bank statements, bills, and more. Our home is a breeding ground for sensitive personal identifiable information we need to protect. We are also in control of our devices. Our devices store sensitive information. How we protect our devices, back them up, encrypt communications, maintain security updates, and other important control measures is in our control. To the right, you can see an attack surface that is out of our control. Corporate breaches expose sensitive personal information almost every day. This is where attackers get access to our passwords, credit card data, PIN numbers, personal information, medical information, and more. And then there's friends and family who, believe it or not, know a lot about us and sometimes may even steal our identities. This happens more than you think. Same goes for a cleaning lady, a handyman, or a random guest that might be staying at your home. Now that we are clear on the potential risk exposures at the top of the framework, it is in the middle of the framework where we level the playing field in your favor. This is where protection, detection, and response measures are implemented to help you reduce your chances of falling victim to identity theft and fraud. It starts with ID Assess. ID Assess prepares our identity for appropriate protection measures through an identity risk assessment. The identity risk assessment is a lead-in to helping everyone understand and agree on what is the right plan of action for identity theft risk reduction and fraud protection. We call this ID Defend. ID Defend is where we plan, execute, and measure your protection. This is where we begin to level the playing field, developing a plan of action that we execute and measure to ensure a massive reduction of risk is accomplished during the execution phase of our journey. Throughout the preparation, planning, and protection phases of our strategy, there is an underlying final and critical third component that addresses the most important attack vector in the fight against identity theft: you. At ID Protect, we strongly believe in education, coaching, and awareness, helping individuals detect a scam call or address a phishing attack. Whether it is through one-on-one coaching, our monthly newsletter, and Theft Talk Thursdays, we're always available to deliver education to help individuals like yourself become experts in identity theft and fraud protection. That's why we created ID Demand. our online on-demand coaching and scheduling system. When you need it, where you need it. To learn more about ID Protect and how we can help you protect your identity with the ID Protect framework, visit www.idprotect.expert. If you would like ID Protect to come to speak to your team or help your company develop employee identity theft protection and awareness strategies, we're here and ready to help. Have a great week.